Hi, I'm Mike Robichaux, head of guitar repairs for Long & McQuade. I'm going to show you how to change a string on your ukulele. So restringing a ukulele is fairly easy. There are two common types of bridges and you have to approach them a little bit differently. So we'll start down at the bridge and I'm going to show you the two types of bridges. The first up is this Martin ukulele with a slotted bridge. So to replace the string, first we take all the tension off. Detach it from the headstock. You can cut the strings, just never cut them under tension. And we'll disconnect it here at the bridge and you'll see how it's attached. So all that's going on is the string has a fairly hefty knot in it at the end. And that knot goes into this little pocket that's carved out for it. And the string just passes through the slot. And that's what holds it in place. Your new strings may possibly have a knot already tied in them, but most of them don't. So all you're going to do is pick an end and tie a fairly standard knot in the string. Now you can see here that some of these slots are actually wider than others. Every instrument's a little bit different. Every set of strings is a little bit different. Some are going to have wider slots to accept the wider strings. Some they're all going to be the same size. Every string set's a little different, so you're going to have to use your judgment a little bit here as to how big to make the knot. This is the smallest you can make it, and if you want to make it bigger, just add more loops to the knot. You could make it even a 3-loop knot, and it'll end up very, very large, but usually 1 or 2 is going to be enough. Now, this is a pretty small diameter string, so I'm going to make it a 2-loop knot like that. That should be more than enough that once it's down in its pocket there, pull the string up through the slot and pull it nice and tight like that. So once I've got the knot nice and tight like that, before I go any further, I can clip that tail off so that it'll be nicely hidden. It's not going to catch my fingers. It won't hit my hand while I'm playing. It's not going to cut. So now up at the headstock, I'm going to show you two different ways to attach strings at the headstock since we're doing two ukuleles. So in this one, we're going to actually tie the strings on at the headstock. So we don't need a ton of slack here. We'll pull it snug, grab the string at the nut, bring it back not even quite 2 frets. That's going to be more than enough slack since we're tying it on. And now we'll just bring the string back and underneath, through the loop, and tighten down like that. So it's actually tied on the headstock now. Now we can wind it up. I want to make sure that all the windings I'm putting on are going down. Not up towards the top of the pick head. Rather towards the top of the post, I guess. So that's starting to get close to tension. Ukulele strings take a long time to stretch out. So you can stretch them out by hand, and that'll speed things up greatly. You can hear how high pitched that is. If I just stretch it out a little bit like that, it's much lower now. So this is bypassing a lot of the natural breaking in period that you'd have to deal with. Once we're getting close, we'll a little high even. Use our tuner, get it up to pitch. With it at pitch, we can clip this tail off, as short as you like, and you're ready to go. So that's a slotted bridge. Now we're going to show you a more traditional tie block style bridge. So this bridge is more like a classical guitar. It's got a tie block. So the process starts off the same. Remove the old string, take some of the tension off. You can cut it or just unwind it at the headstock. And usually you have to get your fingernails under there to loosen up the knot. And pull the old string out. So this type of bridge is more like a classical guitar. It has a tie block. So you'll pass the string through the tie block, bring it back over the top and underneath the string, and then we're just going to knot it under itself 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It's all twisted. You can pull it tight. Now it's important that the tail here is locked down on the back side of the tail block and not sitting on top like that. It will come loose if you tighten it up like that. So this tail needs to be sitting down around the back edge. And you can see here the way they've done it from the factory, where each tail is looped under the subsequent knot to keep everything nice and neat. It's a great way to do it. It looks good, but you don't have to do it that way. You can also just clip off the tail nice and short and have each of them sitting separately. This is usually just a way you see it done from the factory. In fact, on old, worn-out tail blocks, it's almost better to leave the tails separate. They bite in a little bit harder and they'll stay nice and solid. So now you can pull it nice and tight and bring it up to the headstock. So in the last one we knotted the string at the headstock, but I just want to show you that it's not really necessary if you want the absolute easiest approach. You can again just measure out about 1.5 frets, 2 frets worth of slack, and just start winding. As long as all your windings are going down underneath that tail, it's going to go around the post 5 times at least, so there's going to be more than enough friction to hold it in place. The knot really isn't necessary. Wind it right up. As it starts to get tight, we'll begin to stretch it out a bit just to speed up the break-in process. See how close we're getting here. Ukulele strings take a long time to stretch out, so stretching them by hand while you're doing this can greatly speed up the break-in period. Strings at pitch, stretch it out a bit. That'll save you some time getting your strings to stay in stable tuning. So with it up to pitch, you can clip the tail off nice and short at the headstock. At the tail here, if it's not looped under the other knots, just clip it off short enough so that it doesn't touch the top, and no shorter. And it should be nice and solid for you. Okay, so that is 2 ways to restring a ukulele. Once again, I'm Mike Robichaux for Long & McQuade. Thanks for watching.